And all the registrars are present. Joyce Green, Peter Jeffs, Marcia Hopper, and Melody Green. Okay, the first order of business is to approve the minutes from our last meeting, which was November 15th, which are on the second page of your packet.
I move to accept.
Second.
I read it while you were.
Okay. All in favor of accepting the minutes?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. So the next order of business is to discuss whether or not the town should authorize early in-person voting for the annual town election, which is scheduled for June 10th, 2005. As authorized under Mass General Law, Chapter 54, Section 25B. If we decide to authorize this, it will be brought before the select board for them to vote upon it. The Mass General Law that I mentioned says the select board may vote to authorize early in-person voting for any town preliminary or election not included in subsection B, which is like the state primary, and that's state elections. Such vote may be taken only by requests from not less than 50% of the registrars of the town recommending in-person early voting, provided however that such vote shall occur not less than 5 days before the proposed beginning of early voting. So basically what I am recommending is if we did choose to opt in, which I would recommend, there are specifications as to when it can start, which is no sooner than 17 days before, and it has to end at least 2 days before the business days before the election. And in-person early voting period can be shorter if it's included as part of the board of registrars vote. So I, as the town clerk, recommend that we have early voting in person to be from Saturday, May 31st, which is also the last day to register to vote, so we will have to be open anyway, until the 5th day before the election, which is Thursday, June 5th, so it would be during normal business hours, the week before the election, as well as the Saturday, 2 Saturdays prior. I am recommending that we opt in to in-person early voting because there are a couple questions on the ballot that have to do with money, so I want to give townspeople as much opportunity as possible to vote on those things. So that's why I changed my mind from recommend to opting out. Previously I had thought we should opt out, but learning that, and I have the 2 articles that for the town meeting, if anyone wants to look at them, that would be on the ballot.
They're gonna be, debt exclusions or?
Isn't it the church?
No, it's
Oh, that's a
Church
town
is
meeting.
no
You
money.
talked about it town meeting.
it's the Article 25, 26, and 27.
Okay, borrow 600,000 for a new fire truck,
Yeah.
so that would be a debt exclusion,
Yeah,
and
that's the same debt exclusion.
200,000 for a used plow truck.
And then Article 27 as well.
So basically they're overrides for temporary time.
And in looking and then there's another one too. Debt exclusion for
200,000 for a brush
200,000.
mower.
Yeah. Because in the past, there's been much higher turnout at elections that have those sorts of questions.
Mhm.
Like hundreds more of people, so and it won't be any additional cost to the town, it will be during normal business hours, so, me and Leanne, who's the assistant administrative services coordinator can handle it, or, anyone who wanted to volunteer their time to work, like a registrar or, election worker, but it should be manageable, so
So it's a
think we
total
should
of
opt in.
how many days? 1, 2,
So it'd be
3, 4,
Saturday,
5
May-
days, is
yeah.
all?
Yeah. So it'll be the 2 Saturdays before, which is also the deadline to vote, to register to vote, sorry. So it has to be open anyway, and then the normal business hours the
Mhm.
week before.
What was your original reason for saying no?
Well, just because of not a lot of turnout, I guess, but.
Are there uncontested races?
Right, and like the last town election, there were no contested races, so there was only 120 people that ended up voting. This year, however, there are, at least so far, one contested race. And then
That's
with
good.
the addition of these 3 money questions, I wanted to make sure people could have the chance to vote, so that's my piece. So we have to, if we wanna opt in, if the Board of Registrars wants to opt in for in-person early voting, at least 50% of us have to vote yes.
Okay, well, I'll make a motion that we opt in and that we establish those hours that you recommended
Mm-hmm.
for the June 10th election for opt in for in-person early voting.
I second
Okay, thank you. And the town, the select board already opted in for early voting by mail as well. So people have that additional, but it's only if people request it. I don't have to send out an application to
Good.
everybody. Let me see, thank you.
How do
Do
you?
you wanna vote on that?
All in favor of opting in for for in-person early voting for the 5 days that the town clerk recommended?
Aye.
Aye. What were you gonna say, Marcia?
No, I was just wondering, but I don't think it's a problem in a small town, but I was
Mhm.
just wondering how is it like if somebody asks for a mail-in ballot, how do you verify? Do you go to the list and verify their address, their name and address, and how do you?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they, on their application, they have to sign and you verify that their signature does
Yeah.
indeed match, and then it's
Match
really
it,
them
yeah.
requesting.
Yeah.
And then once they send it back, it gets marked as voted, so if they did try to vote another way,
Yeah.
it already shows that they voted.
Yeah, I don't think that's a problem in Hubbardston, but
Mhm.
I think it's a problem in cities, and, yeah, but anyway, just
Yeah.
a comment.
Well, thank you. So the next order of business is to read, discuss, and sign the facsimile stamp and town clerk duties letter. This is something that's supposed to be done annually, and it is, we already did talk about it last year, but for this year, the Board of Registrars giving the town clerk's office permission to use the stamp that has your signatures on it for reviewing and preparing nomination papers and petition papers. And the second part of this, if you do choose to sign this, it also says that the registrars may authorize the employees of the town clerk's office, including the town clerk, to perform all the actions that are required by the regulations and Mass General Law that are listed in the document.
That the Board of Registrars
That the Board of Registrars,
supposed to do?
yeah, like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's confusing.
Which is
Basically in
normally
the,
what happens.
yeah, basically in the event of someone bringing in nomination papers, instead of having to call all 3 of you in every time to review every signature and sign everything, if you choose to adopt this, it would give the duties to the town clerk's office in that place. So yeah, that's,
And other duties such as
well, so it lists them
prepare the
all.
street list and do the census and all that, right? Which historically the town clerk has done.
Mhm. Yeah, it lists them all here. Nomination papers, verifying signatures, specifically for that. And this whole entire list of things. Let's see. Do you want
Which
me
is
to?
all in the handbook that you
Yeah,
gave
it's all
us.
in the, yes.
Yeah.
It's mostly just the voter registrations and confirming that people are voters, as well as the nomination papers, verifying all of those. So.
So we're just voting to
I make a
allow you
motion
to
that
use the
we-
stamp?
And to perform the duties that the Board of Registrars would do.
Normally do,
Would normally
yes,
do.
right.
And that's, yeah, it's.
We don't need a new stamp, do
No, we don't. Unless you, unless
you
one,
changed your signature?
unless one of you
I was
says
just
you don't.
wondering, because I have to go home and practice if we're.
No. I have the stamp already, and you authorized me to use it last year, but this is a new election year, so.
So,
Let's see, what.
so what's the,
What's the motion would be?
the motion is to allow the,
Allow the use of the facsimile stamp
yeah,
And
and the town
the town
clerk's
clerk to
office.
perform all actions for the Board of
yeah,
Registrars.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor of accepting?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Thank you. So now we just have to all sign it.
Gonna have to practice, Peter.
It wasn't
Here, do you want a
just-
pen, Peter?
Is this tape gonna last?
Oh my. Let's see, what are we doing on time? Oh, it's only 5:11. That's the last thing, pretty much.
That's not gonna be on the stamp anyway, cause we already have the stamp.
Right. Right, it's just getting it in writing.
Thank you.
Take this back.
We didn't,
Oh, whoops,
we
we
didn't
didn't
approve
do-
the minutes.
Oh, yeah. Wait, didn't we?
No,
Yeah, we did.
we did?
There you
Yeah,
go.
you made the
Yeah,
motion.
no, Marcia made the
Oh,
motion.
Marge made it.
Marcia moved and Peter seconded it. You
Okay.
were clearly not paying
Oh,
attention.
clearly I wasn't paying attention.
Okay, so, I guess, is this a time when, is it acceptable for people to
Adjourn?
ask questions or discuss anything else that we didn't anticipate?
I'm all set.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to adjourn,
Second.
5:13.
All right, the meeting is dissolved at